Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video, I want to go over the best 4K Blu-rays of the second quarter of 2018. Now, I did a video on the first quarter of 2018 sharing my top 5 favorite Blu-rays, and I wanted to switch this up a little, give you some different titles, and show you my favorite 4K so far of the second quarter. Let's get to it. So first up we have Annihilation. Now this was a personal favorite when it comes to movies and definitely when it comes to picture quality and sound. I was pretty blown away by the picture quality and movie itself. I saw this in theaters. I was really pumped for this to come to the 4K format, and it does not let us down at all. This is the 4K digital intermediate. We get Dolby Atmos sound. We get a beautiful picture here. We get great sound with great placement of objects around the room, some good use of overheads, and just a fantastic movie, a sci-fi classic in my opinion. Highly recommend it. Next up we have Pacific Rim Uprising. Now this wasn't my favorite movie when it comes to storyline compared to the first, but there's one thing that cannot be argued, and that is the visual and audio quality of this disc. The visual really pop off the screen on this disc. All of the action sequences take place right in the daytime as opposed to the first one, so you can see a lot of detail, a lot of wear and tear on the Jaegers themselves. It's a 2K digital intermediate, but a very good 2K upscale at that, and the Dolby Atmos sound is one of the best I heard. Highly recommend checking this one out. Next up we have an old catalog release, and that is Braveheart. Now this really just changed the way I look at catalog titles, and don't get me wrong, we've had a lot of great catalog titles, and we have some more in this lineup, but Braveheart just looks fantastic. This new 4K scan, the textures, the blue paint on the faces, everything really pops off the screen here. The detail is just impeccable. The Dolby Vision adds a ton of nuances to the colors, as well as the Dolby Atmos with the overheads. This is a home run in my opinion, and a must-have disc for anybody who enjoys the film. Next up we have another catalog title, and that's going to be The Matrix. Now this is actually my favorite catalog release yet. This is such a movie that is near and dear to my heart. I love this film, and the new 4K scan looks impeccable. The new color timing looks great. The Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos stand out, but really what stands out is the Dolby Atmos on here. It is one of the best Dolby Atmos mixes I've heard, right up there with Saving Private Ryan. I do think this is actually a bit better. The placement of objects around the room is fantastic, and the picture quality is also great on this. Home run disc in my opinion, and one that everybody should own if you have a 4K player. Next up we have one that I actually have not seen on a bunch of lists yet, but that's Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol. I was really impressed with this 4K digital intermediate. I was really impressed by the detail. I was impressed by the depth. The depth was actually something that really stood out in this disc, and all the action sequences just looked fantastic. The HDR and Dolby Vision was great on this disc. The only thing it was really missing was that Dolby Atmos sound, but overall still a great disc and one of my favorite of the second quarter. And last but not least, we have, of course, Blade Runner 2049. Now, this is still my #1 disc of 2018, and I know I included this in the Q1 list, but I needed to include this again. This is still the best transfer in my eyes. I love demoing this disc to friends when it comes to the Dolby Atmos sounds, when it comes to the HDR, when it comes to the resolution. Everything about this disc is a home run, as well as the movie. Clearly, I'm a huge fan. So anyway guys, I hope you like this disc. Let me know down below your top 5. I know that there are a lot of discs that came out, and there were a lot of great home runs of discs, so I know that I'll be maybe missing some in this list, so let me know down below your thoughts. This is just my favorite and my top 5, and I'll see you guys in the next one.